All right, so today I wanted to talk about something definitely a little bit different. I've never done a video like this, so I'm kind of curious to see how it will go. So this video was actually recommended to me by one of my admins in my Discord, who is great. She always actually comes up with really great things. But the title of this video is "Helping Fat People is Selfish." So this actually comes from a podcast, which I believe I've never watched this podcast before, but it comes from a podcast that is it's like a comedy based podcast, but it says "Helping Fat People is Selfish." Andrew Schultz and I'm not going to try and say that name, but apparently it's a really. She just said it's a really interesting kind of dynamic with there's a larger gentleman and they're all comedians, so they're all kind of being funny. But it's an interesting. I was interested because it's all men, and like a lot of times, you guys know we talk about women a lot in this channel. So I'm excited that this is a bunch of dudes talking because I think it'll be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and watch this. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes.
Bacon and eggs every morning.
Is that what you do every morning?
Come on.
What's your breakfast?
What do you want to know?
He's gonna lie to you, for sure.
Okay.
He's 100% gonna lie to you.
Dude, I'm sorry. I definitely used to lie about what I ate when I was bigger, for sure. I'm sorry.
What do you want to hear?
Half a grapefruit.
Oh, also, just fair warning. I'm sure there's going to be some expletive language in this, so just, trigger warning or whatever warning for you guys that might not be used to hearing that.
And
Well, I still got that chicken parm from last night.
got the doggy bag I'm gonna heat up.
Breakfast lately has been eggs and bacon of some sort, but here's where I go wrong.
Wait a minute. Can I just say one?
Dude, okay. I know that these are comedians, and so take everything I'm going to say with a grain of salt. I'm looking at this as a dude that I've been in this situation where people are asking me about my decisions and choices when I was a bigger person. Holy smokes, I would be so uncomfortable right now. Like, this is always the worst thing when a bunch of relatively skinny people want to talk about what you're eating as a bigger dude. Never fun.
One thing before you get into
Here's
this.
where I go
Wait,
wrong.
hold on. Fuck.
Bacon? Is that where you go wrong?
Okay, where do you go wrong?
I go wrong with no matter if we go to the health food store, because my girl tries to keep me healthy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
It's this. I don't want to keep pausing it, but like you can tell he's trying to be honest here, and like you can tell he feels a little uncomfortable. Maybe I'm just projecting because I've been in this situation, but you can tell everyone else is kind of like, oh, this is gonna be funny. We're gonna talk about this thing, and you can tell he's kind of like trying to be honest about this, which is hard when especially if you're talking to a bunch of comedians, like, and they're just gonna start roasting you, like.
I just went to the doctor, got a physical, all that stuff, so I'm trying to improve it. But where I go wrong, doesn't matter if it's good for your food or bad for your food. I'm gonna eat too much of it.
Yeah.
Like, what would you guys say is the normal serving of an English muffin? How many English muffins?
The fact that you think that's health food is crazy.
I'm just saying. I'm just using it as an
It
example.
has the word muffin.
Let's say toast. Let's say spelt bread at the fucking at
2
Whole Foods.
slices.
2, yeah.
You say 2 slices.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a viewpoint, sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What do you got?
2 feels a bit excessive.
2?
Nah, you can go 2.
2 is, you do 2.
2's legit.
But like
yeah.
you should be good at 2.
Yeah, well, how many do you
Yeah,
have?
me-
Like
Meal?
2 sandwiches worth, so 4 slices total. I'm being serious. 2 slices?
Yeah,
2 slices.
Yeah, see,
Well, I don't eat bread.
Man, well, too bad for you, bro, because bread's delicious, okay? To the big man in here, don't let them take your bread away, okay? You can have your bread and eat it too, my man, all right? Don't let them steal it from you.
Yo, if you want to get back in shape, I get you. Okay, this is my dream.
everybody with the keto, and I know what's
I don't
know.
He knew they were coming for it. He knew they were coming for the bread.
I do what we did
I
on.
know
We did
what
it.
I'm doing.
We
I
did
don't
it
do
on-
keto.
We
I don't
did
do
it.
keto.
We
You
did
know
it
what
on
you're
our
doing.
podcast.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
I do
Those
know
are
what
2
to
very
do.
different
Yes,
things.
I know what to do.
But no,
Yes.
this is.
I'm like Rembrandt. I'm off on my own.
I realized when we were talking on the podcast, we
Go back to art school,
We
man.
didn't do it. But here's the thing. I think in the spirit of your show, there's probably nothing more garbage than the fat dude that loses all the weight and then starts wearing like the tight clothes and like really showing off the bod and really leaning into it. That's a garbage thing to do, is it not?
Here's the
Did they know I was watching this? Did they know I was? How did they know I was gonna react to this? This is very weird. What's going on here? Man, I don't want to hear it, bro. This dude's wearing Chelsea boots and ripped jeans, okay? I don't want to hear it, Chelsea boots and ripped jeans, boy, okay? There's nothing wrong with a old fat dude, an ex-fat, as they're called now, wanting to show off his body, okay? Chelsea boots and ripped jeans.
the thing.
In the spirit of your show, even if you gain all the weight back, at one point in your life, you have to lose everything and then start dressing like me.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see like skin in your ripped jeans.
Okay, all right. He's self-aware.
Listen, I'm going to tell you. There's
Break up
the
with your
only
girl.
thing worser, the only thing sadder
Worser.
than being
Holy-
Worser.
That's an 870 for you, folks.
What's an
Holy
870?
fuck.
That's his SAT scores. Mr. 870, we call him around RUGarbage.com.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a good podcast. I've never heard of it before, but it's pretty funny.
I think I beat that on math, to be honest with you.
the only thing
That's
worse.
true. If you got higher, if you're a dude, you got higher in, what is it, English? Or what was the other
English,
one?
it was English, yeah, English and
If
math.
you got higher
I think.
English, you're gay, bro. Honestly, that's 100%
Yeah, I
gay.
had higher math, yeah.
You gotta have higher math,
Yeah.
dude. Okay, go on.
Here's the thing. The only thing worse
I know nothing about what they're talking about, to be honest. I don't think I even ever had an SAT score, so, you know, whatever.
than being the fat guy is
Yeah.
being the fat guy that just lost weight.
No, it's not.
Yeah, dude, because the way the face is.
That's the
and,
fat
like, the
seeping into his
flabby
brain. It's
skin.
convinced
this
himself
is him
of
trying
that.
to convince
You don't wanna
himself
be
not to
that
lose
guy.
weight. Yeah, you do.
So that's really interesting that he brings that up, because that is something that happens. Like there definitely is like a look. Like I can tell as being an ex-fat, you know, self-proclaimed, the leader of the ex-fats. I can see, like if someone walks up to me and they're like, you know, talking to me and they've lost like 200 pounds, most of the time I can tell. Because in your face and like how, like you just, especially if you have a really large face, like 100% you can tell. Now, I think that a lot of that is due to a lot of times people not like lifting enough, not doing like there are ways to mitigate that. And I think that the longer you have the weight off and the more that you kind of build your body up, I think that it can be, you know, mitigated. But there is a look, like there's no denying that there is a look. Now, is that look worse than being morbidly obese? That is going to be up to you. I think it's better, but you know, obviously as an ex-fat, that's what I would say, right?
You want to lose it slow, naturally.
No.
3
That
slices
ain't working
of
for
toast.
you. Yeah.
Then you scale back
What
to
the
2.
fuck are you talking
Wait,
about?
hold on. The fact that I want to do this because we did it on our
Don't
Patreon.
lie to my face.
But
It's
you
like
know
I'm
what's
a
funny
fucking-
is you stung me. Listen. I don't know why we're going this way in the conversation, but I'll
Because we
entertain this for a
fucking
little
care
bit.
about you.
But I'm
Yeah.
starting to
We
sweat
want
in
you
here
to
a little
live.
bit. I was told I was going to come in here and have a good time.
No! We gave you the seat with no sides.
Yeah.
We
We had to reframe the whole fucking room with the cameras.
We need you to live.
Alex was in here last night.
Dude, that's so frustrating. So again, the whole helping fat people is selfish. Again, that's the name of this video. That's what they titled it. It's frustrating when people come in at like that, because like is having this like intervention, right, where you're making fun of someone. Again, I understand they're comedians. I get it. Okay, again, grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. But like, is bringing this dude in without his knowledge, knowing that this conversation is going to happen, do you think that this is actually going to help him lose weight? I don't know. It might work for him. I don't know him from, you know, Adam and Eve. I don't know anything about this dude. Maybe that's obviously he's a pretty funny dude and he can handle some stuff, but you can just tell he's uncomfortable. Okay, like look at him right now. He's wiping sweat off of his brow because this dude is obviously uncomfortable. Now, it is funny that he said we gave you the seat without the sides, because again, that was, as being a dude that was bigger, that was something I used to look for when I was like go into a room, like do all the seats have sides? Because if they do, right, they all have sides on their seats. I can't fit in that, right? So I needed the seat that didn't have any sides, because if it had armrests, I couldn't fit in it. So yeah.
We had a structural engineer come check the fucking
They're like, maybe if we get a
foundation.
drone, we can fly it above
Let me
them.
see a picture of this kid. Oh my god.
Okay, go. Yeah.
I recently went to the doctor,
Yeah.
got my physical. I'm on a
You look
thing.
like the boss in Monsters Inc.
I'm on a path now. I'm exercising to a degree every day. We're pulling back. So this is just conversation.
Did
But
hear
you
that
really
sentence?
stung
Hold
me.
on,
You got to me.
Hold on. Did you hear that sentence? I'm
Can I get a
exercising.
cupcake or something
I'm
here?
exercising. No,
Take the
no.
edge
He
off.
said I'm exercising to a degree every day.
So they're not letting him finish, but I feel for them because I remember when I first started making videos, and I'm sure that these dudes have been making videos forever, but when I would try and interview people, I would get too excited and then I would interrupt them. But now I understand why people get annoyed with it because I want to freaking hear what he has to say, but they keep interrupting him. But again, because they're trying to make jokes because they're comedians. But come on, man, you're like putting this dude on the spot. Let him at least defend himself. Jeez.
Degree.
There's an asterisk against that.
Let me put the butter on the
My doctor said I should walk a half an hour a day. That's all I mean. I don't really think I'm out there doing CrossFit.
Yeah,
or
not you're
anything.
gonna walk to Burger King.
I don't want to misrepresent myself.
No, but that's good. Like the fact that his doctor said, just go on walks. Again, you guys I've ad nauseum during these live streams. I talk about this all the time. Walking is the most underrated form of cardio. Walking is the most underrated form of exercise in general. Like if you are a bigger person and you want to start working out, but you're scared to go to the gym, you can't go to the gym, you can't afford the gyms are closed, everything that's going on a walk. I'm telling you right now, especially if you're as big as this guy is, which, he's a pretty big dude and obviously he seems like he's pretty tall as well. Like going on a walk and moving your body just for 30 minutes, even if it's at low intensity, it's 100% enough. Like you don't have to go do CrossFit. You don't have to go do these crazy things to start. And like, that's what's frustrating sometimes. I'm getting a little bit heated. And again, I understand these comedians are trying to be funny for a podcast, but it's frustrating when people, I doubt that any of these dudes have ever actually been massively overweight. I doubt that any of them have ever really dealt with issues with their size, but they just say basically, do what I do. Just eat what I eat. And it's like, dude, it doesn't work like that. Like, it's not that simple. Obviously, this dude he's very large for a reason. Like, there's more than just, I'm eating too much. Like, yeah, that might be what's going on, but there's a lot of whys and hows, and there's a lot of nuance there that it's not just, I ate too much and I'm fat and I don't do anything. Like, there's a lot more to it than just that.
I'm walking exercising. But I will say there was that turn of like, all right, it's not really funny anymore. We're worried about it and stuff like that. And you stung me with one maybe like 3 months ago.
I said it with love. I hope I didn't say anything mean, but go ahead.
Well, I didn't know what you bugged me out because like you did it so sincerely. And like we were doing a rooftop show. All right, and I was hosting, and I was standing in the corner. I just lit the person, like literally. I'm in fucking, I'm hosting. I'm
Were
at work.
people in the apartment below banging on the ceiling?
The fuck off my roof!
I just heard you fee-fi fo fum up to the mic. Go on.
Hey, knock out the basketball game up there, will you? It's just me
What is this,
laying on the
fucking
couch.
Jurassic Park downstairs? They just got the water shaking.
Go on. Jeff Goldblum.
Clever girl.
Oh dear.
Okay.
No, but you walked up. So I was like in like the zone. I was in the zone.
I was about to leave,
like,
so I had to talk to you at that
And he
moment.
walks out and he like gingerly puts his hand on my shoulder and he looks me right in the hand and he goes,
Why'd you have to describe with more food?
There was a lot of steaks on the table. It's just the way the cookie crumbled that night.
he gave me a full entree.
Bro, get to the point. Oh my God, please. I'm dying.
He gave me 2 entrees of advice. And he like looked me right in the eye and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I think I was like,
You're sweating now, dude. I didn't want to say anything.
I was on like 4 edibles at the time, so I wasn't really sure what you were alluding to. So
Edibles?
They were cheesesteaks, but
He didn't smoke it.
I get my crab cakes and THC.
Oh my God, yo!
Okay, go. So he
so
looked
fatty
you.
eats his weed.
Yeah, you go to the weed guy here. You're
All right, come on. He's looking you in the ribeye, right?
I'm sorry. That was a pretty good one. Everyone's like, oh, it's not funny. Again, obviously, it's probably not for you. Most of my watchers I have 77% female. I'm sure most of their audience is not female. You know what I mean? But it is interesting so far because again, like I think the guy right next to him. So this guy right here is actually a co-host with him on another podcast. So they're like together a lot more. And he was like, "You're sweating right now." I didn't want to say anything, dude. I was that guy, and it was so frustrating because when you're bigger, like that's people like. The fact that, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing because they obviously care about each other. They're making fun of each other, and like I know some people are like, oh, it's terrible. Like, it's something that some people do, right? It just is part of some people's culture. I'm not like, I don't think it's a terrible thing. Like, yeah, are they being mean? Yes, but you know, it is what it is. Me and my friends used to make fun of each other all the time. They would call me fat. I would call them other names that I won't repeat now. I don't know. It's just different. But the fact that this guy right here on the Adidas like hoodie went up to him because he was sweating so much and was like, "Are you okay?" Because again, if it was like a skinnier dude or like a guy that wasn't super overweight, he probably wouldn't have even thought anything of it, right? But when you are bigger, sweating is like, people see it as a problem. Because like I sweat just as much now that I did when I was bigger. But no one ever, it's not even, like I don't even think about it. But I remember when I was bigger, I would worry about how much I sweat all the time. Because people see it as like this, I don't know why, and this is definitely like, I think that this is something that could be worked on. But like when you're bigger, they see it as this, it's gross and it's nasty and like ew, nasty, gross, fat guy sweating. But when you're fit or when you're skinny and you're sweating, it's just like whatever. It's not even a thought that someone has. No one even thinks anything of it. At least for the most part. I don't think anything of it. So yeah.
All right, go.
And he just said, "Are you okay?" And like he said it sincerely. And he's like, you know, things are starting to happen now. You have to take care of yourself. And that meant a lot to me.
Yes.
And I that was like right after that is when I scheduled my doctor's appointment. I got insurance and all that stuff. And I'm all.
So see how I love that he brought this up because that wasn't him making fun of him, right? He went up to him and was genuinely concerned, right? Like genuine, like, hey, is everything okay? And just that little, like actual concern, not being like, oh, you fat pig, ha ha ha, you should lose weight, ha ha ha. Like, but like the genuine, like, you know, he says, put his hand gingerly on his shoulder and was like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Like that was the thing that like got him to actually go to the doctors. Like that's why when I make these videos, I don't just make fun of fat people and I don't just like, oh, tough love, they got to get over it. Oh, snowflakes. Oh, you can't be a snowflake. Like I don't do that because I don't think that that's actually helpful. I think bringing up and being genuine about your concern and being genuine about things like this has a much bigger impact that he just showed us, right? He just showed us that because just that little thing of him going and looking him in the eye and being like, are you okay? That meant more to him than probably this freaking intervention that happened on a podcast.
On my way. I'm in the middle of like 7 different appointments right now. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
I went and got my chest x-ray. My EKG was fine. All that kind of stuff. I am pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
Pre-diabetic.
He keeps adding more pre's on it, and I don't even know if that's medically a
That's
thing.
what he said.
Dude, no, that's a 100% fact because that's what my doctor told me when granted I was like 16, 17 when he told me, but I was pre-diabetic. And I remember thinking, oh, dude, well, I'm all good, bro. We're I'm not even pre-diabetic. We're fine. But he was like, if you continue down this road, you will be diabetic. And I was like, I got 2 pre's in front of him. I'm going to be fine, man.
He said, good news. It's a little, you know, just finding that a little bit
Well,
bad
I said when he was going to the doctor, he was petrified. And I said, dude, the best thing can come out of this is like a little bit of a scare. Like, I'm like, if they come back and say, you're the healthiest guy I've ever met in my life, the governor's off and you're going to be dead in a month. Like,
See you around,
you
fellas.
need to get checked and scared to change your behavior. And
Now, so I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but like that definitely is something that goes on because that's what went on with me. When I found out I was pre-diabetic, but it wasn't like super had to be like figured out because I didn't start losing weight when I found that out. It wasn't enough of like a big deal for me. And so like a lot of people, they'll find out that they're completely healthy, right? Their blood tests are fine. This is why I talk about like blood tests aren't everything, but like, oh, my blood tests are fine, so I'm good. Like I can obviously stay this weight forever. But it's like we know the older you get, the less likely you're going to stay healthy at that size. And so that is a good point. Like the fact that he had a little mini scare might actually be the thing that helps him, you know, take his health and take that under control.
And I think it has. It's all very new.
What I said to
quit
you.
smoking. I'm on the nicotine gun now.
Yeah. What's crazy is nicotine actually is a thermogenic. It helps you lose weight, which is hilarious.
That's why I take it.
But
Anybody buying this?
He now chews the gum, so he also eats the cigarettes still. He quit smoking them and now he eats them.
just takes an ashtray and just dumps the fucking.
Parliaments and a little mustard, not too bad. I'll tell you that.
What I said to you, and I mean this, is everything you work
Wait,
for.
how did this turn on me?
You
like
brought
this?
it up.
I did not bring it up.
That's false. He did not bring this up, man. Come on, let's be real. Y'all, you guys ambushed him with this. I feel bad for him. Like some of it's funny, but man, I feel kind of bad for the dude.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, the
What I
second
bring up?
we had to get a
No,
new
you
chair
asked
for
me
you.
if I was scared because
The
of
Rona,
the COVID.
yeah.
No, you
I would
asked
never have brought this
for
up.
an intervention.
No, I didn't.
That's what this was. That's what it was. Yeah, Koch was
Are
like,
these cameras even on? Man.
Well, I brought up All You Garbage. I was like, you have this incredible thing. Everything you
Yes.
worked for is about to come true.
Right.
And this is going to be the best time. The way up is the best. I'm worried you're not going to get to enjoy it fully if you're overweight.
And when you said that, I took it to heart.
I
I
did
love
because
you.
he called me.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, Akash guy, like it fucking shook him to the core.
And I said it with love. I
I'm
was
saying-
like thinking about it. I was like, I can't come down on this kid.
Of course you did, and I really appreciate it. And there was a couple of incidents
I
like
think
that.
I texted you beforehand, like, has he gained weight or
You
am I
did,
tripping?
yeah. Because you texted me, you
There's a
texted me
goddamn
about him, and
pandemic.
then
What do you want?
he was like,
I get
Akash
it.
said something to me last night. I was like,
I get it, dog. I get why a pandemic makes anybody
They were
gain
giving
weight.
away frozen pizzas at the trade fair. I'm a fucking human being over here.
The point is, I care
Why
about
are you
people.
at the trade fair?
It's my local grocery store.
Oh, I thought that's like where you learn how to like be a carpenter or something like that.
CHI Institute or something.
Yeah, what is
He thought he was multitasking.
I was working on a two-stroke motor, and no. So yeah, it's the way I see it. It's behind us. We're moving forward, and we're done. And I didn't take it anything but with love. And anybody who said anything, I haven't taken anything but with love.
Yeah, but then there gets to this like annoying point where like people are trying to give me like life advice. And
Well,
all that
yeah,
sort of
it
thing.
is there.
because it is there because you know this thing. It's not
Yeah.
like they're telling you something that
That's
you don't
what I'm
already
saying.
know.
I know
But
how many
here's the
English
thing.
muffins you're supposed to have.
Here's the thing. It's selfish
He runs out of breath in
also-
simple sentences.
It also is selfish on our part because, like, as your friend, you feel like you got to say it because if you don't, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But it's really the salad fork. You guys want to make yourselves feel better.
Well,
You're
it's
no
also
better than the waiter.
Ooh. Dang, that's true. 100%. I would agree with that. So he said basically, you want to make yourself feel better. This is where helping fat people is selfish. Interesting title. It's like, oh no, I'm just trying to help you. But I think for a lot of people, I'm not gonna say for everyone, but I think for a lot of people, it's like, no. I want to help you because it makes me feel better about myself. That's
You're at the restaurant last
No, that's
night.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, if I don't say anything to you, I got to get it off my chest.
Yeah.
You know what
You
I
gotta
mean?
clear
Like,
your conscience.
I got to clear my
So at the
conscience.
funeral, you could be like, I told
I
him.
warned him,
tried.
yeah.
I did my
We
best.
had him on the show. I
Hey,
tried to talk to him.
Foley, you're fat. We good?
Wanna
All
get
right,
that on
good.
record
That's
right
it.
now.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Say it right into the camera.
Yeah. It is
I
weird, but I do
appreciate
think there's part of it.
No,
you know?
100%. Any friend I've had who struggled with like substances or whatever, I've been like, yo, if I don't say something and something happens to this guy,
That's
gonna
on
have to
you.
live
Yeah.
with
It's
forever.
a selfish.
I have
It's a
to say
selfish
something.
motive
Well,
for
I
sure.
can tell you this: it worked. I quit smoking. I'm walking around the track with my girl almost every day, and we've reduced what we ate. And it's just going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, you got this. Let's
Yeah.
go. I'm
Now,
with
do we
it.
do lunch here? What's
Can we order in? What's going on?
you guys got a Jimmy John's close by I can talk to?
Yeah, I think it's good that he quit smoking because man, smoking it's such an added like health problem that you're putting on top of being, overweight. Like very good that he cut that out. But it seems like I think that from what Rachel told me, this is pretty much the end of where they're talking about this, and then they just go into a bunch of like random jokes. So I think that that was really interesting. It's interesting to see because I would say that like this is not the type of conversation that this is a pretty normal conversation for dudes, just with dudes, and I don't see this conversation happening a lot with women. I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying to I'm just saying. In general, I'm not saying it would never happen, but in general, this is something that probably happens more with guys. Like guys deal with other dudes trying to be like, oh, I'm going to tell you that you need to lose weight, but I'm going to be harsh about it. And I'm going to make jokes and I'm going to no, I'm making the jokes because I care about you, But it was really interesting to see kind of like the response to that. And knowing like it's just so strange because I was able to put myself in the guy's shoes so well because I've been in that position many times where all of a sudden out of nowhere I'm hanging out with a group of people and all of a sudden my health and my weight becomes the topic of conversation. And then I have a bunch of people asking me questions about myself and then them saying, people that have no idea about weight loss, fitness, health, they're just relatively skinny people are now trying to give me advice where it's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You just aren't big. And so like, and then it definitely makes you feel like this person feels like they're better than me and they're going to try and give me advice so I can be better. And it's this weird, like, I'm not saying that it's bad or good or whatever. It's just a weird situation that happens. I would say for men, maybe for women as well. Obviously, I don't have that lived experience. But it was really interesting to see that on a podcast where they're also using jokes to kind of cover it up. But like the core of that feeling is still there and it's still the same. And it definitely brought me back to some really uncomfortable times when I was bigger. Yeah, that was really, really, really interesting.